So, doing traffic pattern, and on the last lap on final, something didn't feel right, and let's just say we won't be flying for a little bit. Let's talk about what actually happened the day of, and how I figured out kind of the issue that we were having. So I decided on a nice day, clear skies, I wanted to go flying. Decided I was going to do some pattern work. My home airport gets really busy, and it was a nice day right after work. Beautiful sunset. Day couldn't have been any better to get some work in and kind of polish up my landings a little bit there. First part was going to be, or the first indicator was going to be our run up, right? So our run up is usually where we check our engine instruments, we check condition of the plane, kind of see how the plane's operating, and if she passes the run up, then we get to go flying. If she doesn't pass, we stay on the ground. During my run up, part of the process is pulling the power to idle and kind of seeing how she runs at idle. When I pulled the cable, it seemed a little janky, like almost a little bit of a bind, but it's an old plane. I figured, things need some extra lubrication. I figured, well, worst case scenario is when I get back down, I'm going to lubricate the cable and kind of see where we're at from there. But it wasn't enough of an issue for me to necessarily immediately ground the plane. It still pulled power fine. I was still running at idle. All my engine instruments were still showing within operational standards. So with that being said, everything else was perfectly fine in the plane. It passed run up. I figured, let's go flying. So go to do some pattern work, and on lap 3, I am on final to runway 5 here at my local airport. I pull power to idle. Pulling power to idle, the plane didn't like it. So when I pulled power to idle, you could see the RPMs initially drop to what is considered, idle standard, that 800 to 1,000 low idle. And immediately after, the plane jumps to 1,500 RPMs. In the plane world for landings, that is a no-no. Only way I was able to land was manually holding the throttle back, and it allowed it to stay at that low idle, which allowed me to land the plane. Obviously, right after that, took the plane back to the tie downs, got her tied down, and we started diagnosing from there. It became pretty obvious that the issues we were having are completely related to the throttle control cable. All the other instruments were showing green operational. There was no other issues other than the cable binding. And I don't know if I made it clear, but I am I'm a new pilot, right? So I only have my private pilot license, no instrument rating, just VFR. Your private pilot license is just your license to learn at the end of the day. You did enough to pass, but after the license is where the hard work comes in to make sure you are a safe pilot making good decisions. And if I were to Monday night quarterback myself and really look back, after that run up and kind of feeling that cable binding, I should have brought the plane back, and I should have started messing with it a little bit more and kind of reading into the problem a little bit more than I did. I kind of brushed it off more than I should have, and sometimes you got to take responsibility and realize the mistakes you made so you can get better from them, right? So luckily I managed to get the plane down on the ground without a problem, but having that kind of issue with something as important as what controls the engine in your plane should have been strike 1 through 3, not strike 1. If you have that sixth feeling or that sixth sense that something's going wrong, trust it and don't just assume that everything will be okay. Rough lesson for me to learn for sure. So with that being said, plane is going to be down for a month or two. We're going to have to wait till the plane gets back in operational order, get some maintenance flights done, make sure that new throttle cable is exactly working up to standards. But the moment we get the plane back in action, we are going flying. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully the next time we'll be in the air.